Well, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a welcome. Sorry, we've had a bit of an issue when it does come to exactly how everything is going to be playing out here in the server. Uh, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. This is such an exciting roster that we've been given the opportunity to have a bit of a look at. You know, we're going to see AFE, as I've started to call them. Hello everybody. Of course, for those of you who aren't aware of who I am as of yet, my name's Flamboyant. I'm one of the casters here at the SCL. We're about to get ourselves underway with a bit of SCL Season 7 action. Of course, the two games I did have yesterday were both forfeits, which, you know, it's good to be able to not have a forfeit. I'm just going to say that right now. It's going to be an amazing game so far, and how about that from Zero? An amazing shot coming through Zaglalta to find a frag as well. Here in the pistol round, we're going to see Zaglalta continuing to have themselves a bit of a cheeky push. Should be able to find the frag, and will. Zero to be able to double up as well, leaving Furry by his lonesome here. 1v3 situation. That bomb hitting the deck. Zaglalta only a matter of time before he started off nice and hot. You know, he's sitting there doing what he does. The Greek Beast out, you know, doing his thing. He's continuing to be a player who we do take a look at time and time again as being sort of one of the best here in the region, in the SCL. And I mean, it's just so fun to see time and time again. Sorry, we've just had... I think I've got the wrong one. Hold up, that's not the right one. Sorry guys, there's going to be a bit of a delay here as we're still working out a few of the bits and bobs coming through here. You know, first stream jitters, the usual. We are going to take a look at Interphase now, a player that I was a little bit interested in. You know, Interphase has been one of those guys who I haven't really had a good look at. Zaglalta, Tabby, I know a fair bit. You know, Nimaz, I know I've casted before. Zero as well, a little bit of a question mark here, but Interphase was one of those guys who, you know, taking a look at this roster, I definitely thought could have been a weak spot. I'm surprised that we didn't see the Zaglalta Rose duo come through again. You know, both of those individuals being really strong anchors, being players who know how to hold a site down. I'm quite surprised that we didn't see Rose at least somehow be fitted into this roster. Stereotype, get on that, fix it please. No, definitely, I do like the roster they've put together here. We're going to see Interphase taking on a fair bit of a fight coming through here, and it does look as if we are going to see Naz finding himself a frag. Now, the buy-in coming through for this T side, looking to be ineffective as only the one casualty. We are going to see Tabby now coming to be a bit aggressive. Of course, the youngster, the young man in the roster who definitely has probably one of the brighter futures at the moment in front of him. We'll look to show a little bit of stripes coming through. Zach left me imagine. I was shocked when I saw that Zaglalta didn't go with Rose. I was actually like, what the hell is going on here? Stereotype, you done my boy dirty here. The Greeks, thanks God. Oh brother. Pistols to come out here for Senshi Esports, and Senshi, another one of those teams that I was quite interested in. We're going to see a beautiful spray down there from Nimaz as well, able to find himself two. Now, the pistols just looking to be ineffective here against the rifles coming through, and we're going to see a big frag coming in from Interphase. But, you know, Senshi, one of those teams that I'm also quite excited in. You know, we see Pinwin, a player who I've heard of before, a lot of players that do come through. It's always the manager's fault. Oh, trust me, bro. I know how it feels. I know how it feels, Stereo. I'm a manager myself. I get blamed with pretty much everything. I'm okay with that, though. I'm happy to be the center of trouble. But no, I mean, especially this Senshi Esports side, I do like what they've got going on. They've got a very sort of homegrown talent feel, and I think especially for the rosters that we are seeing coming out of a lot of these so-called bedroom orgs at the moment, you know, a lot of them have the potential to be quite strong. A lot of them have the potential to create a little bit more of a bit of an upset, a little bit of a surprise push coming through. However, AFE caster curse. Oh no, please don't bring up the caster curse. AFE to continue to have such a dominant start here on CT side Mirage. It's not surprising, seeing that Senshi haven't really had a buy You know, we saw their first buy last round, and we've seen one of those AKs eventually picked up by Nimaz. It's definitely interesting, you know, taking a look at some of the stuff that we do see a lot of the time here in terms of getting a little bit of momentum. Mirage, definitely a map that is sort of figured out, you know, speaking especially to a lot of professional players here in Australia, speaking to a lot of things, a lot of players in Australia, you know, taking a look at a lot of players over in China as well. A lot of them reckon that Mirage is one of those maps that has sort of been figured out, and one of those maps where, you know, it's unsurprising if the CT side does get a really good start early on. You know, we're going to see a continued sort of push, a continued sort of effort coming in from that CT side to maintain a lot of that aggression. We see 5 picked up here by AFE. And I think especially for the CT side, it really comes down to that opening duel. If we can see that T side, you know, win an opening duel, continue to be aggressive, continue to be able to find a lot of damage coming in. You know, this is where, if you're an AWPer, you make your money. You know, being able to find that 4v5 situation. You know, we see the conversion rates of 4v5, especially in sort of the lower areas of Counter-Strike, the lower levels definitely, where, you know, your AWPers have so much more impact purely for the fact that, you know, the one-shot kill, you hold an angle with that AWP, someone crosses, you know, essentially for Zeklalta and for Poly, it's a point-and-click adventure, really. Like, we see smokes coming through, we're going to start to slowly take a look at more and more in terms of utility usage around this middle area of the map. Middle definitely is going to be owned and essentially become, you know those little side businesses that you see that are like family owned, family run. That's essentially middle at the moment here for Senshi Esports, and with smokes going down and forcing utility to get rotations away, Senshi, they're going to have less smokes and less utility to deal with here as they do take this A site coming through. It is going to be Zero with a big challenge here towards this A main area of the map. He's going to get rushed down by Zero. We're going to see loser one tap. Does take him more than a single bullet to find the frag, but will eventually be able to get it done. Now we're going to start to take a look over at this A tank. Molly's going into jungle. Flashes over the top here. Nimaz needs a big hold. Finds the opening frag. 4v4 coming through here. 20 seconds to play. Too little time on the clock as Tabby finds himself 3. Was that 3? No, it was 2. I can't count, but you know who can count? Tabby continuing to find frags, and Senshi Esport with the clock slowly ticking down. We're going to see AFE able to find themselves 6. A beautiful round coming through there for AFE. As Senshi Esports had the right plan, just unable to convert. We didn't see that CT smoke coming down. Just unable to find little bits and pieces coming through. You know, just a little bit of utility, just being unable to be converted here. It does look as if we are going to see the skeleton of another 8-take coming through. Zero able to find himself the early frag potential here. The Nimaz up close and personal gives Poly a little bit of a kiss. The kiss of death coming through over towards that stairs area of the map. Zero with this AWP needs himself a second frag and finds it with ease. And now all of a sudden that bomb on the deck. We're going to see Pinwin able to recover it. Will fall. Zeklalta saying, yep. Alright, Zero, you can do it with the AWP, so can I. And now all of a sudden, it's Fury by his lonesome. Will be tagged as he does decide to back away from this stairs area of the map. And now with a minute to play, the hunt is on. You know, if I'm AFE at the moment, I'm letting Fury take as much map control as he wants, as long as I'm covering my angles. I'm letting him take as much as he wants, as much as he needs, and I'm looking to see if I can get that frag after time, you know, do a little bit more economic damage over towards this Senshi Esports side, and we're going to see that timeout come through. Loser one tap to call for the first time out here of the series. Not the series, of the best of one at the moment. We're seeing a 7-0 scoreline coming through here, and the big question is, AFE, how are they going to be able to respond here? How are we going to see them continue to be able to find little bits and chunks of space that they can take and play with? The pistols coming out here at the moment, especially the Deagles. We've seen how deadly they can be. Senshi, they've had themselves a big sort of push coming through with these Deagles. Their best opportunity has come when they have had these Deagles in hand and being able to find themselves little bits of pieces. We are going to see the AK come through. A hero AK buy coming in for Fury. Definitely been one of the more explosive fraggers of the day so far, picking himself up 8 frags. The only person going positive over on that T side. As now it's... when you have dominant starts like this coming through for a CT side, it's really hard to pinpoint what the issue is with that T side, because a lot of the times, you know, with especially a lot of the maps in CSGO at the moment, especially being, you know, CT sided, you know, you look at Inferno CT sided, you look at Mirage CT sided. Oh, what is that, Ziglalta? That's such an impressive flick. God, I love this man. A huge flick coming through over towards that B site. Now we're going to see the hold start to drop off. Deagles to be the recovered gun of choice as Ziglalta leaves a man lying dead out the back of B apartments. Senshi Esports running from the crime scene. When you think about it, how weird is Mirage as like a map setting? Like, why is the T side trying to blow up like a courtyard and an apartment building? Like, when you think about it, like, what's going on here? We're gonna see FAMA being able to find themselves the frags here on the retake. The pistols really didn't stand a chance, especially seeing how many there were standing after that bomb was planted. It was only like a 2-on-4. But like, when you think about it, right? Like, the B site is literally blowing up a courtyard between a market and an apartment building. And then the A site is like... What even is the A site? Like, is it just a courtyard? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna start getting deep into the CS:GO lore real quick. We see AFE able to pick themselves up 8, and all of a sudden it's really not the ancient Greek philosopher. I'm not saying I have to be a philosopher. I'm just asking what the hell it is. Like on Inferno, you know what apartments is, right? You know that A side of Inferno is a little courtyard and B side is the fountain, right? Like, like on Nuke, you know it's a nuclear site. Like, it makes sense for a terrorist organization. Actually, the CS:GO lore and the CS:GO source is insane when you think about it. Speaking of insane, Tabby finding himself yet another frag. He's found himself 6 on the day, but Senshi able to bring himself slightly back into this one here. As I've gone rambling about CS:GO lore, it's looking to slowly beat Senshi having their best opportunity to claim a round so far, but AFE getting a really good start here. We saw their game last night, a 16-4 victory. Here looking to do the same. It's not the cast that kills. But like, if you know what I'm talking about, right? If you know what I'm saying, if you're listening to what I'm saying, right? How weird is CS:GO lore? Like, the CS:GO lore, it's like, the T's apparently own the stuff that they're blowing up, and the CTs are just the police trying to bust an undercover cop ring. Like, CS:GO lore is amazing. The fact that a game like Counter-Strike has lore is insane to me. Like, games like Valorant, I don't need lore because they don't have any stuff. We're not going to see Pinwin able to find a frag. There we go. I've got my Valorant insult in. Man, that's a job well done right there. Valorant insult. Oh, man, this CS:GO thing is real easy. We're going to see Nimaz find the final frag. 10 here for AFE. Senshi still yet to put a round on the board. But when they do, you can imagine that TeamSpeak or that Discord call, whatever they use. What do we use? Stereotype, do you know what AFE use? Do they use Discord? Do they use TeamSpeak? I know some teams use Mumble. I watch too much Jesus. I don't even watch Jesus, that's the thing. Like, I think I watched one or two of his case vlogs, things like that's it. He's honestly not my cup of tea, really. I'm too busy watching demos, right? Too busy grinding face it to watch this Jesus fella. I don't know who he is. Oh, what is that from Zero? Finds himself 2 on the spray down. We're going to see 1 up close and personal, but Enterphase to stop Zero from potentially going down. See 11 for AFE coming through here. Team uses TeamSpeak. I've heard TeamSpeak and Discord apparently are like the same in terms of delay. And the only thing that TeamSpeak do better is the fact that servers can be localized. But oh well. I had this discussion with someone the other day. Xerox is super sub. My team Discord? Yeah. Essentially, a lot of teams use Discord as well. A lot of the AU teams that I speak to use Discord. There's only like 3 or 4 teams in Australia that use TeamSpeak. Because Discord isn't as bad as people think. The only thing is that like the servers are, they're not localized. So for example, you'll use a French server, even if you live in like, what the tier 3 teams? Well, clearly Senshi are not tier 3 then. They're clearly T2. Ridiculous. And AFE are just the #1 ranked team in the world. We're going to see Tavi find himself an early frag. Pinman to be able to find that trade. Beautiful shot coming in from Zaglata, holding such a tight angle as Polly. Eventually going down. The AWP not allowed to have any more impact so far here in this game. In this round for this T side. And slowly the rotation of B. And Senshi too slowly look to try and get themselves a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of space to work with here. Smoke's going down, especially lurking smokes over here on this B side. Molly's through Van. The rotations start to come through here. Nemaz to be almost the first person coming through. Instead, the rotation all the way around to that apartments area of the map. We're going to see Fury plant that bomb in a really, really unorthodox position. Probably the best plant possible coming through here for Senshi. We're going to see Nimaz able to find himself the early frag. Fury stuck in the 1v3. Only able to find the 1, and Nimaz to clutch up, finding round number 12 here for AFE. I mean, there's just nothing you can really talk about. We're not seeing Senshi Esports being able to try and pull away some of these rotations coming through. We're not seeing Senshi Esports play sort of that more mental game of Counter-Strike that we're used to seeing over here on Mirage. Mirage, a map that's been almost figured out. Mirage, a map that is more or less been one of the longest standing, one of the maps that has been workshopped the most. You know, we see teams creating so many strats about this map. We're just seeing a lot of the key areas of the map just being absolutely shut down. We're going to see Zero good enough for 2, Enterphase to find a frag, and 13 for AFE. Senshi Esports, what they've got to do is they've got to sit there, they've got to default, wait for AFE to get curious, and if they do, find that frag, be able to bunch up, use utility to come through. We also need to see Senshi Esport looking to try and, you know, pull a little bit of utility away from AFE, you know, throw in a little bit of a lurking flash, a bit of a lurking smoke to be able to draw in, you know, a HE nade, a Molotov coming through. Don't fully commit yourself to a single area of the map. We're seeing a little bit more of a pug being played here from Senshi Esport at the moment. Even though there might be well-drilled stats coming through, there might be a really good prac structure coming through. We're just not being able to see it being worked purely for the fact that, you know, we're not seeing sort of the mental game of Counter-Strike being respected here at the moment. You know, Tavi, formerly one of Lithuania's best players, Zaglata easily being one of, you know, the top players in Greece at the moment. These two guys, you know, they're going to show up with a little bit of leadership. They're going to show up with a little bit of, pizzazz, a little bit of this, you know, experience coming into the server at the moment. And we're seeing that come through as well. Zach Luda finding 13 frags, Tabby finding 11. You know, they're contributing their part. They're not throwing their lives away early. And a phase 2 come in with a bit of a cheeky dak. Honestly, the dak is the best gun in the game, and if it wasn't $5,000, I think more teams would start using it. I'm gonna say it. If the dak was like the same price as an AWP, or if the AWP was cheaper, the AWP was about $4,000 and the dak was like about $4,500, I'm pretty sure teams would start using the dak. Cause hear me out, right? Hear me out. It's 3 shots to the chest kill. I know the AWP is only 1, but like you can still get off a little bit more damage. You're able to spam through, you know, a few of the key areas of the map. You know, take a look at mid doors on Dust 2. You're able to spam through top mid on Mirage. You're able to spam through, you know, bottom ramp or top mid, that boiler side on Inferno. The dak is honestly one of the best guns in the game. I'm being legit serious here. Don't call me delusional. I'm being 100% serious here. The dak is one of the best guns in the game, and its price is the only thing holding it back. Who picked this map? I'm pretty sure it was veto bans coming through for both teams. If I remember correctly. Delusional. Don't call me delusional. I'm not delusional. Dak is honestly one of the best guns in the game. Along with the dualies. Maybe the PP Bison. I'm not delusional. We're going to see Sarah Nunez able to find themselves a frag and piece. Tabby to be able to find a frag. Potentially able to double up. If you had a dak there, dude. If you had a dak there, you'd be able to find himself at least a second. We're going to see a 15-0 half coming through, the dak ringing up. Yes, well, I think we're about one map away from this reverse sweep easy. Okay, Pinwin's called it. I'm gonna back him. I'm gonna back the lad. You know what? I believe. Senshi Esports, they're gonna come back here. It's gonna go to 15-15. We're gonna go overtime. By 5 to equal full confidence. Better not lose the pistol. Honestly, this could be like the third 16-0 we've had here in the SCL so far, and it's only day 2. Like, anyway, PP Bison, 64 bullets, yeah? 64 bullets. Think about it, the Mac 10 only has 30, MP9 only has 30. Take a look at the MP7, it's only got 30. You know, the UMP only has like 25 or something like that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't even have 30. Like, the PP Bison, I know it has low initial damage, but if you get up close and personal with that thing, you can do some real damage and it can really hurt. Speaking of hurting, whoever the A anchor is going to have a real rough time coming through here. We're seeing Polly in this unders area of the map. Will be cleared out. We're going to see Namaz able to find himself a frag and a phrase to be able to find himself one. Potential for the second coming through here, and we'll be able to now down to Fury here. Stop the 16-0, lad. The 1v3 clutch, I'm calling it. He clutches here. Come on, lad. Gets himself the first. Of course he does. He's got another 2 to find. And the question is he going to be able to find it? Don't say GG in chat. This game isn't over. Fury for a I'm dying. Fury for a second. Fury against Zach Luta. He's not going to be able to find the final frag. I'm calling it so far. Smoke, Kit recovered all of a sudden. Now, the bomb isn't planted for him. Smoke's going down on the bomb. Pros, no, fake Fury clutches up. Senshi to find themselves their first round here in the 16-0 denied. I told you, chat. I told you. I told you, chat. I told you, chat. We're going to see the Senshi come back at disband. Should have gotten Rose. Who the hell's this Zach Luda guy? Should have gotten Rose. No, we're gonna see Senshi Esports able to pick themselves up first. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of them. We see Fury being able to be that guy who stands up strong, being able to find that first frag, that first round. Never seen a 15-15. We are going to see Fury, the hero of last round. Can he be the hero this round? that M4A1S eventually going down. The M4A1S will be recovered up close. A person or Polly will be able to find himself 2 here with that M4A1S. And M4A1S are loser being able to be the difference coming through here. Essentially to pick themselves up a second. Never seen a 15-15. How have you never... You've never seen an overtime game? Sag. So you've never watched a phase game, is that what I'm hearing? Also, everybody, make sure you do get your pick'ems in. I'm definitely going to be putting Senshi in my pick'ems. 100% going to be putting Senshi here in my pick'ems. Where's that guy that's at 62 with the star? I can check if you want. I don't know who it was. We're gonna see Tabby being aggressive, nice and aggressive as per usual for Lithuanian Counter-Strike. Tabby faking like he's backing away, forcing Fury here to get a little bit curious. I mean, curiosity killed the cat. We're gonna see Loser able to find himself one. Fama 0 going down. We are gonna see Tabby trying to find himself that frag. Needs himself at least one to try and bring it back here, but for the Deagles at the moment, does look as if we are going to see a little bit more of a backward step coming through here. Nimaz to potentially... We need pick'ems in SCL. SCL does have pick'ems. SCL has pick'ems. You go to the side, it's got pick'ems. Of course, the caster pick'ems are going to come out very, very soon. We did ours the other day, and... Oh, beautiful shot, Tabby. We're going to see Senshi able to pick themselves up 3. And a 15-3 game coming through. Are the caster pick'ems out? Have they gone out on Twitter? Oh no. They actually have a bone to pick with me? Listen, man. Listen. If the caster pick'ems are out, I'm gonna be so sad. Are they actually? Yes, they are out. They are out. They are. There is another game after this one. This Mirage CT sided, right? 100%. Mirage is always CT sided. It's actually whatever side Tabby's not on. That's how this game goes. I have a bone to pick with you. Okay, listen. Arctic Raptors, I picked you guys last time, and you guys barely made playoffs. I don't even think you did make playoffs last time I picked you. Did you guys... either you made playoffs, or like you got knocked out first round. You guys barely made it. So like I'm pretty sure I went with AFE in my intermediates, if I did correctly. And I think I made a good choice. Still got promoted. Honestly, I'll cop that. That's a good win. I didn't... Oh, that's so annoying. So I put a little comment in, my intermediate ones going, hopefully no relegation. You probably won't get relegated. You'll be right. I believe in you, boys. You'll go to IEM Birmingham, and you'll be right, lads. I believe. I believe in the Arctic Raptors. I just believe in AFE more. You got Husky? Okay, good. Husky's good. A little carry from Husky goes a long way. That's good. I haven't seen Husky in ages. I haven't seen him in a long, long time. You know what else we haven't seen in a long time? A good old-fashioned FUN coming in from the T side here. As in the T sides almost get a little bit shit on in this game. It does look as if we are going to see Senshi Esports to try to keep that trend going. With 0 going down quite early, Interface to be able to find on the Koro, and now the rotation coming over to the area of the map. Gloves to find himself one. Can't find the second though, will be traded away. Now it's going to be down to Loser one tap here. 1v3 situation to keep Senshi Esports in a position where they can continue to fight back, and They won't be able to. A 16-3 coming through here. As AFE picking up a really, really good win. GG's coming through. You know what? I cast a cursed at it, guys. I'm so sorry. Senshi Esports, I do owe you guys a public apology. I cast a cursed. You know, I said it would be a 16, you know, I would say it was a 15-15 comeback, but, you know, I just got it wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I do that all the time. I'm so sorry. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a break. And we'll be right back with, I do believe, Beyond Possible taking on Monte Carlo over in the Challenger Division. That's going to be quite an exciting game. Actually, do stick around for that one. But for those of you who are saying goodbye to us, I've been your caster Flamboyant. Hope you guys have yourselves an amazing time, amazing night wherever you are in the world. Make sure you're safe, you're happy, you're wealthy, you're healthy. See you guys probably for the next game. But for those of you staying on, it is going to be Beyond Possible taking on Monte Carlo after some of the best clips in the SCL. So make sure you do check them out. Anyway, I'll be back soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of an exciting start coming through here to finish our day off here in the SCL. Day 2 here of Season 7. Monte Carlo to take on Beyond Possible. I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting match. We're going to take a look at this Beyond Possible side. You know, having Viltrex, Spill, and Saki. A lot of these names we have seen here before here in the SCL. And Monte Carlo, if I remember correctly, they did get really close to winning Season 6 over in that Masters division. Of course, a side that has shown a lot of potential, has shown a lot of class, and has been one of those teams that is continuing to be able to find a lot of space and a lot of wiggle room here. Especially within the SCL, to be able to have themselves amazing pushes coming through here. And now slowly, as we do take a look at this Beyond Possible side, a minute to play here in the pistol round, and an all-important pistol round coming through here. You'd assume that a big push would be needed. The flashes coming out, we're going to see Monte Carlo looking to try and hold this B side here. A 4v4. Very, very quickly turning into a 4v2. Nether to be able to find himself the final two as Monte Carlo to be able to pick themselves up the pistol. A really good start coming through here for this Monte Carlo side as, well, we look to get ourselves sitting down in our seats for quite an exciting day, quite an exciting push coming through here. Now it's slowly starting to be, you know, a little bit more of a B lean coming here from Monte Carlo. We are going to see much interesting, I was going to say interesting sort of lineup coming through for what I thought was going to be a bit of a cheeky smoke, but now it's going to be down to Beyond Possible, looking to try and find we're going to see Saki able to find an opening frag here. Tagged up quite heavily. The MP9 should be able to find some damage, and it slowly looks as if now we are going to see Monte Carlo to try and get a little bit more of a consistent hold coming through here over towards this A side. Bomb will go down, not a problem about that. Spill and Saki in the 2v2 to try and hold down the fort. Munch coming from all the way around, and with Saki going down, Spielin now with that M4A1S having a long trek all the way through that bathrooms area of the map. Should be able to find Munch, and tapping away, we'll be able to find that frag. Haglin will go down. Spielin a beautiful 2v1. That's absurd. That's just an incredible clutch coming in. Spielin having enough game knowledge to know that it's just that player up close and personal knew he was there and was able to capitalize. I think especially seeing the amount of fight coming through from Viltrex, from Spielin as well. It's set to be quite an exciting hit coming through. More importantly, it is going to be down to, you know, some of these players that don't have sort of the most impact coming through. It's going to be those guys who big sort of push to be able to step up. And now it's going to be a huge hold coming through here. Does look as if Rocking to find himself a big frag. Raf2 to find himself yet another with that Mac 10. We'll go looking for that M4. Sorry, MP9. I thought that was an M4. My bad. Whoops. The Deagles of Monte Carlo looking to try and keep a little bit of pressure here on this B site. The sprays of the Galil coming through. His net up being forced away, and we'll be able to find himself a bit of a cheeky exit frag. We'll recover that MP9. We'll look to try and do some damage. Raf2 falling. The hunt unsuccessful. I think especially seeing Rocking here in such an aggressive position. Now this able to find himself a little bit of wiggle room. Being able to try and find that frag. He could have done a little bit of economic damage while gaining a little bit of economic capital himself here. That MP9, of course, the $600 bonus coming through would have done absolute wonders. As we do see beyond possible. Able to pick themselves up a second here, not having to wait all 40 seconds for that bomb to tick down. Now with quite an exciting push coming through. It's Monte Carlo side to go full pistols. We now start to have a bit of a look at this beyond possible side. What are they going to be up to? What are they going to be able to try and find? What are they going to be able to potentially steal away from this Monte Carlo side? Now we see the 5-man pistol stack coming through. It is going to be an A hit. We're already seeing Raf2 so aggressive with that Mac 10. Will be rewarded for 2. Potential for the 3rd as well. He's going to get it. Has to fall away. Low on health. Doesn't want to give away. Such a valuable SMG, especially towards the economic gains that can be gained from it. Seeing a CT player being able to try and find a gun like that could spell disaster here for Monte Carlo. The M4 will be recovered, but not for long. Viltrex, Assassin's Creed style on the way down, able to find a frag is beyond possible. Pick themselves up a 3rd. We're seeing some more patient Counter-Strike coming through here at the moment. It's really starting to play towards this beyond possible side, and it's really looking to be quite an exciting time coming through here. Of course, for those of you unaware, Viltrex, former member of that endangered lineup, had himself a few games with, if I remember correctly, the Prodigy Agency lineup that we saw NATO Safix have a bit of a fill-in role with over there. We saw some really promising talents come through that roster. Now being on a team with Spielin, a player who we've seen time and time again become one of those players who continue to turn heads whenever their name is mentioned. We are going to see Raf2 now being able to find himself a good frag. And now with a big hit coming in, we're going to see Highland slowly start to fall away here. Now with what's looking to be this 3v2 situation, Rocking really needs to be a sacrifice, and the fact that he's shown a little bit of that long presence coming through here. We're going to see a little bit more of this A presence, trying to keep the 2v1 over towards this B area of the map, but eventually the rotation does have to come through. 20 seconds to play, the clock slowly ticking down. Munch just needs to find the frag, needs to drop the bomb here on the deck. Viltrex looking to try and find a frag. Raf2 to be able to try and find nothing at all. Munch being able to find that frag. Viltrex looking for the frag, gets it. Munch fell for the fake plant. If we didn't see him go for that peak, instead of allowing that plant to go down, holding the angle through short, would have been able to turn it into a 1v1, but instead tried to deny that plan, and we see Beyond Possible able to pick themselves up for a really heads-up play there by Viltrex at the moment. We're seeing pretty much everyone here on this Beyond Possible side have themselves a real big showing coming through. Oh, a beautiful shot by Spielin. Able to find himself the first frag. Not too sick going down, and we're going to see Spielin able to find himself the second. Sigi falling next, and now the Deagles having themselves quite a difficult task here. We're going to see Saki able to find one. Raf2 with the nade. How about that? A little bit of 2-4 here in the server, and now Hagelin. Beautiful shot to find Spielin. That's the bomb as well. However, can't do much after that. Now it's going to be a interesting time. So now we're starting to slowly create. Has been more of a exciting presence here, and I think especially for this Monte Carlo side, being able to try and get on top of this CT side, on top of the ability to try and get little bits and pieces. Now the Munch able to find themselves one apiece. We're gonna see neither able to find another frag. Now with Beyond Possible, looking to try and find a little bit of damage. It looks as if Monte Carlo finally have rocked up here in the server. Counter-terrorists win. We're going to see Rocking being able to find a big potential here. For him to be able to find the second. Munch gets rid of the opportunity. Now Saki to be able to find that trade. The 3v4 coming through here. The AWP. And Matsu Sick all of a sudden creating a 3v3 situation with that bomb down time. Now slowly becoming a factor. Spielin to find himself the first. Potential here, but Seiji falling towards Raf2. And now with that AWP ringing out only moments ago, the 2v5 scoreline now looking to be a 2-6. As we see Saki almost having himself a little bit of a runaround, not having a care in the world at all, knowing the AWP. Forced away. That's too sick. We'll have to drop off the angle here. And now with Monte Carlo giving up a 6th round to Beyond Possible, the T side really looking to have themselves a big showing. Now it's going to be a big... I mean, I'm going to continue to say big showing because that's what it is. We're seeing a big performance coming in, especially from some of the players that we aren't expecting from this Beyond Possible side. You know, Raf2 continuing to be able to find frags, continuing to be able to find damage. We're going to see Rocking continuing to be able to have himself some incredible entries coming through when he is getting them. Seeing Rocking being able to find a frag. Potential here for the second to come through. We are going to see Rocking able to find Higlin again. Rocking just continuing to be an absolute entry guard, clearing out every single angle you can ever imagine. There's an angle on that on that 360-degree conference, and you can bet yourselves ashore that we're going to see Rocking being able to find it. Now they're being able to catch Spielin off guard. Falling off instead of grabbing the AK and running. That's a really interesting decision. No idea if he knew that Spielin was by himself, but there's at least a good 4 or 5 sort of sections of time, 4 or 5 seconds of time that we could have seen either fall off the angle, RAF 2 to find the frag after time. That's a brutal blow. We're going to see the tactical timeout being called here by Monte Carlo. Now we're starting to slowly see some of these teams that had high hopes, you know, early on, sort of being put back into their place. It's almost looking to be Monte Carlo, you know, struggling to try and find these little bits of pieces. Neither going to be able to get himself that Hero M4A1S, and everyone to buy up around it. It's going to be a second tack being called here. Just have a bit more of a chat. They need that chat. They want to chat. I think now especially it's going to be more of a you'd have to say a little bit more of a interesting fight. You know, we're going to slowly see Is that a third timeout being called? It's a tech pause. So we've seen 2 timeouts and a tech pause coming through. Looks as if it's ping issues. Is it ping issues? Matsuki is stuck on the other side of the map. That's what it is. Matsuki's stuck on the other side of the map. Oh my god. That's insane. What? If they were to play the map, Matsuk would have clear access over towards short water. What? This is insane. Monte Carlo pausing the game, not realizing they could have had themselves a little bit of an amazing sort of trick to be able to play with here. Is Matsik able to get back here into the server? Looks as if finally all good here. As he's timed out again. No shot. Alright. Well, we'll have ourselves a little bit of a break. We'll be right back when this is all sorted. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Well, looks like we're back. That's definitely not one of the weirder things that we've seen here at the SCL. Of course, a big thank you to the admin team for being able to sort some of these problems out. And Matsusik had himself a bit of a step bro, I'm stuck moment. But you know, slowly seeing there's been a big hit come through. Now, taking a look at RAF2, trying to find a little bit of wiggle room here. See RAV2 being able to find a cheeky pick. Rocking, continuing to be aggressive. We're going to see him drop that bomb, looking to be sort of that entry guy coming in towards this B area of the map. Now, Sergi's holding a bit of an interesting corner here. Should be able to catch off any other short water area of the map if you do see it come through Spiel, and won't be able to find anything. Just Rocking, able to clear his corners time and time again. We're seeing the entry fragger continue to be one of the best in the business here. Seeing Rocking now being able to find a cheeky frag. It's going to be big hit coming. We are going to see Saki Viltrex to try and put together a little bit of a pick, and we're going to see RAF2 just being able to put that final nail in the coffin here. Beyond Possible pick themselves up 8. And now with a interesting sort of fight coming through here. Monte Carlo, Beyond Possible to try and put themselves in a big issue. Now it's going to be a little bit more of a pick coming through here. Continue to see Beyond Possible trying to find frags. We're going to see Saki able to find himself the opening pick. Potential here for the second as well. Nether here in this side. Looking to try and hold it down, and that's been the story pretty much of this B side so far here in this game. Nether being that guy, second up, unable to find a flag, especially with no damage being done here to Seji, and now we're seeing just these B players continue to be overrun here in the server, and it's not looking good. We're seeing it time and again. With a 2-9 scoreline coming through, we are going to see Beyond Possible continuing to try and find themselves a little bit of wiggle room. As we do start to slowly see a little more of a push coming in. To find a frag. Now, Viltrex to get one back, and we're just seeing these trades coming through for Beyond Possible that we're just not seeing for Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo going down one at a time. Beyond Possible just being able to find these frags, whether it be in the same area of the map. You know, we're seeing picks coming over towards this bathroom area, whether that trade comes through that short water area of the map or not, you're still being able to put a lot of pressure towards that area of the map. You know, being able to find that connector player, all of a sudden, you know, opens up the potential and the idea that we're now starting to slowly see more of a push coming through. Viltrex to be able to find one. Potential here for Viltrex to try and open up the side even more. Going down, Matsuki will be traded away now. Munch to be stuck here in a 1v2 situation. Can't find the bomb planter though. Spielin now in the 1v1 situation. The plant safe behind Optimus and the AWP looking to try and post the lineup here through bathrooms. Munch walking straight into the Dragon's Den. We are going to see Spielin forced away from the angle. Shot comes through and the nade to come over the top. Spielin will be slightly nicked by it, and we're just going to see Munch playing around this headshot angle. Spielin nearly found, and a second HE nade to go in. Spielin forced away, and now the peak coming through over the top actually does force Munch off the bomb. Oh, a beautiful angle by Munch. Sorry, by Spielin. Finding Munch. A beautiful, beautiful shot there. Found that little gap between the dumpster and the wall, and we see Beyond Possible being able to take advantage of that. Now a 2-10 scoreline coming through. Now we're going to see this pistol stack coming through here for Monte Carlo, and Beyond Possible continuing to put some pressure over here towards this bathrooms area. Especially with Monte Carlo being able to find the opening pick here in this round. Beyond Possible looking to try and find just little bits and pieces of this Beyond Possible side. We are going to see Raf2 going for a bit of a cheeky peek, and now with neither sending Highland over towards that A site could be the right play here. We're going to see the push coming through towards that outer bathrooms area. Said you to find a frag. Raf2 to get one back. We're going to see the Deagle Matsuki eventually being able to find the frag a little bit sloppy in the process. Highland to find a frag. Rocking to get one back here with that AWP. Being tagged up as he does cross. Eventually falls going for that re-peak. And Monte Carlo able to pick themselves up 3. Scrappy fashion. But sometimes to get down and dirty in the dumps, it's the only way to beat a team that has looked superior. We're going to see Highland able to find a frag. Sorry, finding that smoke over towards that outer area of Monster. And we're seeing unable to find anything. Just too many shots to handle the lineup. Nearly there. Saki able to find that trade. So that bomb going down, we're going to see Hyan going to get aggressive. A bit more push coming through here. The aggression does allow Viltrex to be able to be pushed over towards that site. We are going to see nades come through. Should find Viltrex there, and it will. Absolutely dunks the kid. Now Raf2 stuck here in the 1v3. Could be able to find that real fragment. Was that a quick scope? Huh? That's a nutty shot. We are going to see the tack timeout being called here. Now seeing another timeout being called here. Monte Carlo have really brought this one back. But moving on towards their T side here on overpass, it's going to be difficult to try and get a little bit of momentum, especially if they do lose the pistol. Now seeing more of an aggressive push coming through. It's not surprising at all. Trex able to catch Matsusik off guard, and now we're going to see an explosion coming up through this connector area of the map. Only Seiji standing in the way in between them in this A side. The close corner won't be cleared out. We are going to see the trade come through. Saki, Raftu to be able to find themselves a frag apiece. Highland now pushing through. The early player around this Optimus area of the map does drop the bomb. Now the 1v4 turn very quickly into a 1v3, and rocking to turn it to a 4 and 11 half. Now with a 4 to 11 half, it's looking to be, quite an aggressive push coming in from beyond possible. You'd imagine that the CT side would spare no expense, especially when it does come towards being able to try and keep the focus and the momentum continuing to beat. A lot of these heavy hitters here in the server, we're seeing big hits coming through from Saki, from Rocking, from Spiel, and from Raftu. Raftu slowed down a little bit, had himself 8 frags to begin the day, had himself 8 frags within about 6 or 7 rounds. Slowing down, only having himself 14 in the half, leading the server, but still not being at that consistent pace that I think we all expected a little bit after such an explosive start for him. Seiji takes a little bit of damage. The first tag to come through. Now we are going to see Saki being able to find that frag. The push through monster rewarded. More importantly, it is going to be more of a heavy hit coming through, and I think especially now we see an 11 to 4 sort of hit come in. Now we're going to see Rocking, Raf 2 to continue to be able to find frags. Rocking to find yet another. Susik will go down. The trade coming through. Viltrex going down. The last fatality of that round so far. We are going to see Beyond Possible. Now it's looking to be a big push coming through here. But, I think especially when we do see a little bit more of a fight coming through here, you'd imagine that Beyond Possible expecting the big hit coming in. Seeing Matsusik come through. Raf2 able to find himself 2 on the spray down. Now seeing a little bit of support come through towards that long area of the map. Munch slowly having to back away. Able to find Raf2, but the damage hasn't been done. The fight hasn't been won. More importantly, we're going to see Nita look to try and get aggressive with that Galil. This peak to come through. Spielin knows there's 2 there. Seeing Saki, Nita to be able to find frags.
Counter-terrorists win.
Now seeing Viltrex to be stuck in a... heavy hit. Beyond Possible pick themselves up 13. Rav2 knows there's one connector, takes advantage of it. Now we're going to see Spielen. Try and find little bits of pieces. Rocking to show a little support with a bit of a flashbang. We are going to see Spielen going down. That's a beautiful one tap there with the DB. Rocking Rav2 to be able to find a frag apiece. Highland stuck in that server. We are going to see Deagles recovered. Beyond Possible pick themselves up 14 here and so close to a win. 2 rounds. Separating 4 and 14. Now we're going to take a look at Rocking to try and find themselves a little bit of wiggle room, and it's going to be a big hit coming. You'd assume that Beyond Possible ready to deal with it. Saki to find himself a frag. Rav2 to hold this long area of the map, and Rav2 to find Munch. Now it's just down to Spielen here. Looking to try lead the way here with this AWP on this A site. With the long hit coming. The bomb nowhere to be found. Seiji picked off. Brutal. Now it's down underneath her. Won't be able to find anything. Beyond Possible pick themselves up 15. And with the usual GOTV going wacky. I think we all know what's up here, ladies and gentlemen. A 15-4 scoreline coming through. Beyond Possible have had themselves an amazing day so far, the AKs. Pick apart this CT side. Limited utility coming in here for the T side. A beautiful shot. Neither able to find himself that jumping frag on a Rav2 before going down. Rocking will be able to find that traded frag. Now the 3v3. The bomb still making its way over towards this site. High-end. Finding nothing at all. Spielen should be able to get the headshot. Why didn't he shoot? I'm sorry. What? Saki able to find an amazing shot. And now the 1v2. Matsuki. Now. Matsuki finding one, can't find the second. Spielen to be able to clutch up and Beyond Possible. A 16-4 dominating win here to get this campaign started for them here in the SCL. Amazing stuff from Rav2 being able to find 22, 20 for Saki. Spielen, sort of the star of this lineup. Not having as much impact as I think we all expected him to. Rav2, especially on those anti-ecos, being able to be one of those players who was just so incredibly not only aggressive, but well-timed with that aggression. And ladies and gentlemen, an absolute pleasure to have you all joining in here with me at the moment. Of course, we do have to head off now, of course. For those of you who have just met me, my name's Flamboyant. I hope you guys stay wealthy, stay healthy, stay happy, stay healthy, whatever the usual is at your table. We are going to slowly pack it up here. Of course, a big thank you to everyone. We might even do a bit of a cheeky raid. Of course, it is quite late at night for some of you, so I understand if you are not too keen in that. We might have ourselves a bit of a cheeky raid. Maybe see if we can support a streamer or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. But anyway, we're about to head off. I'm going to show you some of the best clips here at the SCL, and we'll see you guys for some more Counter-Strike probably tomorrow. Peace.